dogs don't need a lot of grooming. True or false? There are plenty of people who would say true, but actually many short-haired breeds of dog need lots of grooming attention every week, unless you want a carpet of dog hair on your floor. It's very important to your dog's health that they are kept clean and well groomed. The Smooth Fox Terrier is one of the many dog breeds that does require some fairly basic grooming. But how do you groom a Smooth Fox Terrier in the first place? Hello, my name is Claire Sarofchuk, and this is my 4th year in 4-H. Tonight, my dog Nina and I will show you how to groom a Smooth Fox Terrier, and all of the tools you'll need to do so. Before you begin, there are a few safety guidelines you need to follow. First, never abandon your dog on the grooming table, even if you're only going a few feet away. They could try to jump off to follow you and easily injure themselves. 2, you should always make sure your dog's head is in the noose. It just keeps them in place while you're grooming them. Or have someone there to hold your dog still. And 3, never fool around with the grooming tools. Because they are very sharp, they can easily hurt your dog if not used properly. The steps for grooming the dog coat are very simple. First, you need to bathe your dog. This is to remove dead hair and dirt that could dull the blades of your tools. 2, is to take a flea and tick comb. It's the same thing your vet will use at the veterinary office when you take them for a checkup. And it gets off lots of loose hair, but it also checks for pests, and it finds thorns and other bits of dirt that the bath missed. Then you need to take your stripping knife. This is really just another type of comb, but it gets off lots and lots of loose hair and dead hair, and just makes the coat a lot shinier and smoother. Then, you have to take your wire slicker brush. It does pretty much the same thing as the stripping knife, except you have to be a little bit more gentle with it, because the bristles can be pretty sharp. But other than that, the dogs love it. They love the attention. It's like getting a massage. Now the next thing to do is to take your electric clippers. They'll be turned on and plugged into something. You do it from the end of the mouth all the way over to the ear and down to the breastbone. You'll have to take the noose off for this. Also, you'll repeat the same thing on the other side and go under the chin, go down the neck, and between the breastplates. You might have to go over the same area a few times because it only shaves down a little bit of hair at a time. Now after you do that, there will be a little bit of a frill of fur sticking up here, so that's what your thinning shears are for. Now they don't take a lot of hair at a time because one half is a regular scissor blade, the other half is a fine-toothed comb. Together they thin the coat. You just want to trim it in and blend it in to make it look natural. The rear end is pretty much the same thing. You clip with the clippers from anus to hock. The hock is down here on the dog. You don't want to do this area, only in the middle. Also, for shows, you'll trim underneath the dog and under the thighs. And, like on the neck, you have to take thinning shears again and trim this in so that it has a nice tight appearance. Next are the whiskers. Not all breeds of dog require this, but the Smooth Fox Terrier does. For trimming the whiskers down, you have an option. You can either use the barber shears, which are just pretty much regular scissors, or you can use the blunt edge scissors. They're a little bit safer for grooming the face. You just want to trim the whiskers down, just so that they don't look like they're there. Also, you'll need to trim the fur inside the ears, and you need to clean out the ears. For cleaning out the ears, you can use a Q-tip or a cotton ball or a tissue, anything that just gets out a lot of dirt. One of the biggest necessities of dog grooming is nail clipping, and several owners will ignore this. Because if the dog's nails grow too long, it can cause them a lot of pain. It's important that you do clip their nails quite often. Inside the dog's nail is a sort of blood vein called a quick. If you cut too far, the nail will probably bleed. Don't worry, it doesn't really hurt the dog, it just might alarm them a little bit. So try to clip their nails a little bit at a time and start feeling their paws, just to get them used to having the nail clippers near them. Lastly, under the paw, there's some hair that'll stick out between the pads. You just want to trim this down because, especially in the winter, ice can get stuck in between the fur and it can be very uncomfortable to walk with. Or in the summer, mud and dirt and tree sap, that can all get stuck there. Also, the fur underneath can disguise thorns, so it's very important that you keep it closely cut. It's essential to your dog's health that they are kept well groomed and clean. By brushing daily, checking for pests such as fleas and ticks, cleaning ears, and trimming and clipping fur and nails, you can keep your pet happy, healthy, and tidy. Thank you for taking time to listen to my presentation. Do you have any questions?